A little bird sits in a tree. Now he flies away. Life is like that. Here today, gone tomorrow. A little bird sits in a tree. Now he scratches. Life is like that. Lousy. Now lousy means you got louses. And when you got two louses, you got lices. And louses is worse than mouses, 'cause they make you itch. And in World War I, they made up a song, and they called them cooties. Cootie, a beautiful cootie. You're the only girl that I abhor. When the moon shines over the cacao shed, I'll be scratching at the kitchen door. You can call me Dad, and you can call me brother. You can call me Uncle. You can call me Grandpa. As long as you call me in time for dinner. Merry Christmas, all you Barnett kin. There are some songs that never seem to make the charts these days, but they were popular when I was a little boy. Here's a song I used to sing as a lullaby for your daddy. Oh, away down south where the trains go slow, a mouse stepped on an elephant's toe. Oh, the elephant said, with tears in his eyes, why don't you pick on someone your size? Bum, diddle-dee-dee. Bum, bum. Now my daddy, that would be your great-grandfather Barnett, used to recite this poem to me. Oh, the boy stood on the burning deck. His feet were full of blisters, and everywhere the boy did run, the wind blew through his whiskers. And he used to sing me this lullaby. Oh, I had a brother Willie, but he wasn't any good, 'cause he wouldn't split the wood. That's all I remember. Here's another one. Mother, 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 pin a rose on me. Two little goils is stuck on me. One is blind and the other can't see. Mother, 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 pin a rose on me. Yes, I have a dear old father for whom I nightly pray. He has such great long whiskers, they're always in the way. Oh, they're always in the way. The cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on Father's shirt, but they're always in the way. Now Father fought in Flanders Field. He was not killed, you see. His whiskers looked like bushes and fooled the enemy. Oh, they're always in the way. The cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on Father's shirt, but they're always in the way. Oh, and Father goes in swimming, no bathing suit for him. He wraps his whiskers round his legs and gaily plunges in. Oh, they're always in the way. The cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on Father's shirt, but they're always in the way. When Father goes a-fishing for worms, he'll never wait. He dips his whiskers in the bay, and the fish bite them for bait. Oh, they're always in the way. Their cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on Father's shirt, but they're always in the way. Once Father flew to Paris, no aeroplane for him. He held his whiskers in the breeze and sailed across the seas. Oh, they're always in the way. The cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on Father's shirt, but they're always in the way. When Father tells a fib, his whiskers grow some more. So just like Pinocchio's nose, his beard just grows and grows. Oh, they're always in the way. The cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on Father's shirt, but they're always in the way. So father went to the barber to get his whiskers sheared. The barber lost his balance and quickly disappeared. Oh, they're always in the way, and the cows eat them for hay. They hide the dirt on father's shirt, but they're always in the way. Of all the fishes in the seas, my favorite is the bass. He climbs up in the seaweed trees and slides down on his hands and knees. One day I went in swimming where there were no women and no one to see. Bathing suits were not in order, so I hid my clothes behind a tree. Oh, I stepped in the water just like Pharaoh's daughter stepped into the Nile. Someone saw me there and stole my underwear and left me with a smile. Not all these songs are written in the key of C, but key of C is the only thing I know how to play. Now, I play, sorta, and I can sing, sorta, and I can run the tape recorder, sorta, but I have trouble doing all three together, so I hope you'll forgive my little errors here and there. I guess you've ridden on the Doylestown Flyer on the old Reading Railroad line out of Doylestown, and maybe you remember what the conductor said when you got aboard. Passengers will please refrain from flushing toilets while the train is standing in the station. I love you. Here I sit on rolling tissue. Oh, my darling, how I miss you. Onions always make me think of you. Just hold your water and call the porter. He will place a vessel in the vestibule. We were having such a lark while goosing statues in the park. If Sherman's horse can take it, why can't you? Dance, ballerina, dance. Go on with your brassiere. You can't afford a pair of pants. Oh, I gotta tell you kids about a crazy kid who used to live on our block. His name was Herman. He used to like to go out and take walks. Well, One day, little Herman was out walking down the street with his mother and his father and his sister and his brother. And they walked along. And then the next day, little Herman was walking down the street with his mother and his father and his sister, and little Herman had eaten his brother. Well, the next day, little Herman was walking down the street with his mother and his father, and little Herman had eaten his sister. Well, the next day, little Herman was walking down the street with his mother. Little Herman had eaten his father. Well, the next day, little Herman was walking down the street all alone. Little Herman had eaten his mother. Well, the next day, little Herman was walking down the street with his mother and his father and his sister and his brother. Little Herman had burped. Oh, little playmate, come out and play with me, and bring your dollies three. Climb up my apple tree, look down my rain barrel, slide down my cellar door, and we'll be jolly friends forevermore. She couldn't come out to play, it was a rainy day. With tearful eyes she heaved a sigh, and I could hear her say, I'm sorry, playmate, I cannot play with you. My dolly's got the flu. Boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Ain't got no rain barrel, ain't got no cellar door, but we'll be jolly friends forevermore. Kids still listening? I got a lot more. Oh, a maresy dotes and dozy dotes and a lambsy divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Oh, maresy dotes and dozy dotes and a lambsy divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Now if the words sound queer and funny to your ear, a little bit jumble and jivey, sing mares eat oats and does eat oats, and little lambs eat ivy. Oh, a maresy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy divey, a kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? 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 Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Yeah, 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 yeah. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Big bad wolf, big bad wolf. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Yeah, 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 yeah. A kiddly divey too, wouldn't you? Down in the mighty and a itty bitty poof and fitties and the mama fitty too. Then said the mama fitty famifo can, and they fam all over the dam. A boop boop did 'em dam wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em dam wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em dam wadum chew. And they fam all over the dam. We titled it a fitties is a lot of fun. The fam in the feed till the day is done. The fam and the fam till the day was done. And they fam right over the dam. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. And they fam right over the dam. We tried it over. Thought that the mama fitty would get lost, but the fitties didn't wanna be bossed. Fam, and it was a walk, and all of a sudden they saw a shark. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. Till all of a sudden they saw a shark. We titled it itty fitties, look at all the fails, and quick as they could they turned on their tails. Back to the poo in the medi they fam, and they fam back over the dam. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. A boop boop did 'em da-dum wadum chew. And they fam back over the dam. A root-toot, we're the boys of the Institute. We don't smoke and we don't swear. Our class won the Bible. Pepsi Cola hits the spot. 12 full ounces, that's a lot. Twice as much for a nickel too. Pepsi Cola is a drink for you. Nickel, 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 nickel. I never kiss, I never neck. I never say help, I never say heck. I'm always good, I'm always nice. I play no poker, I shake no dice. I never drink, I never flirt. I never gossip or spread the dirt. I have no line or funny tricks. But, oh, what the heck, I'm only 6. Oh, I like mountain music. Good old mountain music. Played by a real hillbilly band. Yes, I love mountain music. Good old mountain music. Played by a real hillbilly band. Oh, I've heard Hawaiians play in the land of the wicky wicky. But I must say, it don't beat the turkey and the strawberry cookie. I love mountain music. Good old mountain music. Played by a real hillbilly band. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain. She'll be coming round the mountain when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses. She'll be driving 6 white horses when she comes. Round the corner from me there's an old hollow tree where you lay down $1 or 2. Then you go round the bend and you come back again for that good ones who refuse it are few. I will hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Marcella.
Marcella who?
Marcella's full of water. Knock, knock.
Who's there? Tarzan. Tarzan who? Tarzan striped forever.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Betty Boop. Betty Boop. Betty boop, Betty boop, Betty boop, 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 Betty boop, Betty boop, Betty boop, 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 Betty boop, Betty boop, Betty boop, 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 beep, beep. The north wind doth blow, and we shall have snow. And what will poor Robin do then, poor thing? He'll sit in the barn to keep himself warm, and hide his head under his wing, poor thing. That's a little poem my father used to say to me when he tucked me in at night. And that Pepsi-Cola jingle, that was one of the first singing commercials. Can you imagine 12 ounces of Pepsi-Cola for a nickel? And here's a song my father used to sing when he was young. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so blue. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. I won't call you sweetheart, I don't want you anymore. Since I caught you necking with the guy next door, I have found another whom I love as well. I won't call you sweetheart, you can go to... Hello, operator. Hello, 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 hello. And here's another sentimental song that we used to sing. Flatfoot flutie with a fly, fly. Flatfoot flutie with a fly, fly. Flatfoot flutie with a fly, fly. Fly die, fly die, fly die, fly die. Flatfoot flutie with a fly, fly. Flatfoot flutie with a fly, fly. Flatfoot flutie with a fly, fly. Fly die, fly die, fly die, fly die. And this one. Oh, dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking, and her knees keep a knocking and her toes keep a rocking. Dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking, and I'll dance by the light of the moon. Dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking, and her knees keep a knocking and her toes keep a rocking. Dance with a dolly with a hole in her stocking, and we'll dance with the light of the moon. Roo, Roo, Oh, come on back, Roo. Roo, come on. It's not that bad. You know that Flatfoot Flugie song, the Floy Floy? I really knew a girl by the name of Floy in my senior year in high school, and that's when that song was popular. Oh, we had lots of sentimental songs, like this one. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Now in a town in Sweden by a stream so clear and cool, a boy and girl went walking when they should have been in school. They talked and dreamed all day long, and then they sang a song. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Now the Rawlson is the Swedish town, the Rilla is the stream, the Brawler is a boy and girl, the Hut is their dream. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. Hut Rawlson on the Rilla and the Brawler Suet. You think I go home now? And when I was in 6th grade, there was a real popular song about a horn, a cornet, which looked like a bugle, and but then that grew up to be a trumpet, and it went like this. Oh, you blow through here, and the music goes around and around. Yo, when it comes out here. Yes, you blow through here, and the music goes around and around. Yo, when it comes out here. Now you press the first valve down, and the music goes around and around. Yo, when it comes out here. Now you press the second valve down, and the music goes around and around. Listen to the jazz come out. Now you press the third valve down, and the music goes around and around. Yo ho 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 ho, and it comes out here, 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 here. You guys try it. Now you press the second valve down, and the music goes around and around. Be-doo, 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 diddly-oo-oo. Listen to the jazz come out. Now you press the third valve down, and the music goes around and around. Yo, and it comes out here, 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 here. Where? Here. I guess I learned a lot of songs when I was in the Boy Rangers. That was Lodge 697 and Lodge 977. And we met in the old Boy Scout log cabin, a real log cabin next to Crestwood Lake on the Bronx River. And we were divided into tribes. And I belonged to the Crow at one time and the Pawnee another time. And we used to have a cheer. We're the Pawnee, we're the Pawnee, we're the Pawnee till we die. But we'd rather be a Pawnee than a smelly Blackfeet guy. The three Charlie fishermen, the three Charlie fishermen, fishermen, men, fishermen, men, the three Charlie fishermen. They all went down to Amsterdam. They all went down to Amsterdam. Amster, shh, shh, shh. Amster, shh, shh, shh. They all went down to Amsterdam. And then there was this song. John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too. Whenever we go people shout, John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, da 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 da. John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, you hear the people shout, John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, da 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 da. John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, you hear the people shout, John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, da 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 da. John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, you hear the people shout, John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, da 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 da. Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, you hear the people shout, John Jacob Ingelheimer Schmidt, da 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 da. I guess it was when I moved up into the Boy Scouts that I learned this song, and it always brought a tear to my eye. She sat in the hammock and played her guitar, played her guitar, played her guitar. She sat in the hammock and played her guitar, played her guitar. Now he sat down beside her and smoked his cigar, smoked his cigar, smoked his cigar. He sat down beside her and smoked his cigar, smoked his cigar. Now he told her he loved her, but oh how he lied, oh how he lied, oh how he lied. He told her he loved her, but oh how he lied, oh how he lied. Now they were to be married, but she up and died, she up and died, she up and died. Say we're to be married, but she up and died, she up and died. He went to the funeral, but just for the ride, just for the ride, just for the ride. He went to the funeral, but just for the ride, just for the ride. He knelt by her tombstone and boo-hoo, he cried, boo-hoo, he cried, boo-hoo, he cried. He knelt by her tombstone and boo-hoo, he cried, boo-hoo, he cried. She went up to heaven and flip-flop she flied, flip-flop she flied, flip-flop she flied. Now she went up to heaven and flip-flop she flied, flip-flop she flied. He caught the pneumonia and sniffled inside, sniffled inside, sniffled inside. He caught the pneumonia and sniffled inside, sniffled inside. They sent for the doctor, but he up and died, he up and died, he up and died. They sent for the doctor, but he up and died, he up and died. He went to the other place and sizzled and fried, sizzled and fried, sizzled and fried. He went to the other place and sizzled and fried, sizzled and fried. Now if you want any more, you can sing it yourself, sing it yourself, Sing it yourself. If you want any more, you can sing it yourself. Sing it yourself. Bell, bell, bell.
Did I ever tell you the story about the 3 holes in the ground? Well, well, well.
And here's another story. Oh, you tried doing that. Every time I try clucking my tongue, I swallow my teeth. Listen. Listen while I tell you all the simple story. And although you've heard the same old tale before, she was just a farmer's daughter and she fell in love. But it ain't no use to worry anymore. She remembers when the horses started neighing, and the train around the bend came with a roar. Roo, roo! They were halfway across the crossing, but it's too late now, and the horses won't be neighing anymore. There could be no tale like this, and had they stopped to look and listen, oh, it ain't no use to worry anymore. Then they started walking back into the village, but the curfew bell had rung an hour before. Dong, dong. And of course their next door neighbors started telling tales. And her pappy kicked her lover through the door. What would neighbors talk about if no curfew had rung out? Oh, it ain't no use to worry anymore. Dong, dong. When the owls were hooting, he had said he loved her. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And his blushing bride she'd be next day at 4. But her pappy scared him, so her lover dashed away, and the man don't come to her house anymore. Oh, no wonder he was mad at her shotgun-toting dad. Oh, it ain't no use to worry anymore. Though she's growing old, she's smiling through her teardrops. Slop, slop. She was born too soon, I guess, in days of yore. For there ain't no curfew ringing in this day and age. But it's too late now to worry anymore. When your heart gets broke by heck, thank the stars it ain't your neck. Oh, it ain't no use to worry anymore. Okay, here comes another lover song from the way down at the city, where the people live in apartments and tenements, and they got lots of mailboxes and the doorbells, and you got to push the doorbell, you got to get a buzzer to get into the place, and this is a song, very sentimental song, It's a song about somebody hanging out the front the window. You got that? The front the window. And it goes to something like this. I'm no good. I don't play too good. Oh, just something that is no Lena Annabelle. Oh, when you mush her, please no push Annabelle. I hear Mrs. Kalinko tell Mrs. O'Flynn. Somebody keeps ringing, but nobody comes in. You cannot squeeze her all you please her, that's alright. When you kiss your fella every single night. I hear Mrs. Kalinko tell Officer Tool it soon better stop or she call her the cop. Josephina, please no lean on the bell. When you mush her, please no push on the bell. When you are kissing the hall, stay away from the wall. Josephina, please no lean on the bell. Very sweet the song. Where have you been, Billy boy, Billy boy? Oh, where have you been, charming Billy? I have been to seek a wife, she's the joy of my life. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. Can she bake a cherry pie, Billy boy, Billy boy? Can she bake a cherry pie, charming Billy? She can bake a cherry pie, she's the apple of my eye. She's a young thing and cannot leave her mother. Oh, little Sir Echo, where can you be? Hello, hello, hello. Oh, little Sir Echo, where can you be? Hello, 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 hello. Oh, you're a cute little fellow, I know by your voice, but you're always so far away. Bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, with a little bear behind, a little bear behind, a little bear behind. The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, to see what he could see, to see what he could see, to see what he could see. The bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, the bear went over the mountain, to see what he could see. And what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw? The other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, the other side of the mountain, a little bear behind. Now why don't you flip the tape? Why don't you flip the tape? Why don't you flip the tape to hear the other side? This is the other side. 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 So what do you think you'll hear? What do you think you'll hear? What do you think you'll hear? Oh, what do you think you'll hear? Was an old man, and he had a wooden leg, and he had no money, and he didn't want to beg, so he bought 4 spoons and an old tin can, and he made a fort, and the darn thing ran. So he bought 4 spoons and an old tin can, and he made a fort, and the darn thing ran. Quack, quack. It was this. On the land, da-da-da-da-da-da, in the air, da-da-da-da. And now we take you on the sea, ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. I love coffee, I love tea, I love the girls and the girls love me. Shave and a haircut, 2 bits. You think maybe you don't feel too good after all of that? You go get a pizza or something. Whoops. Hey, too late? Hasten, Jason, get the basin. Whoops, too late, get the mop. While you're recuperating, this is a nice little tender ballad here. They strolling together, the sky was filled with stars. They reached the gate in silence, and for her he lifted the bars. She raised her soft eyes to him, there was nothing between them now, for he was just a hired hand, and she a Jersey cow. She raised her soft eyes to him, there was nothing between them now, for she was just a hired hand, and she a Jersey cow. Okay, hang in there. I just got a couple more things that I want to sing. You know, way back in World War I, there was a song in France called Mademoiselle from Armentières, and I don't know the lyrics, but it went like this.
dinky parlez-vous. Now, in the Second World War, we had some new lyrics which went something like this. Oh, the second lieutenants will win the war, parlez-vous. The second lieutenants will win the war, parlez-vous. The second lieutenants will win the war, so what the heck are we fighting for? Hinky-dinky parlez-vous. The first lieutenants are at it again, parlez-vous. The second lieutenants are at it again, parlez-vous. The first lieutenants are at it again, they'll win the war with a fountain pen. Hinky-dinky parlez-vous. Now, I made up some of those lyrics to my dear old father, and I took some, and I decided I'd make up some lyrics to Hinky-dinky parlez-vous. So I took the two songs and put them together. And I wrote them down. This is when I was at Camp Polk, Louisiana, in the 8th Armored Division. And my sergeant liked it so much that he had the words published in the camp newspaper. And then, lo and behold, this happened a long time afterwards, that when I was overseas, my sister Muriel sent me a copy from the Reader's Digest. They had picked up those very same lyrics and published them, only instead of giving me credit, they credited a guy named Anonymous. And then my friend Bob Jurin, he went, toward the end of the war, he went into training at Camp Polk, Louisiana, and believe it or not, they were still singing my lyrics to that same song. And it goes like this. Now, there's a key. Now, there's a little soldier who's very far away. I think that you'll remember him. Hear what he has to say. Louisiana's a hell of a state. Louisiana's a hell of a state, parlez-vous. Louisiana's a hell of a state, the Pope's nose of the 48. Hinky-dinky parlez-vous. Now, this has to do with history. Now, real estate is all okay if you're only looking, but we're old Cousin Jefferson, 'cause he really was took in. Of course, we make a lot of noise and give the state some digs, but just remember this, my boys, it's fine for raising pigs. We're talking about the Camp Polk hog farm. I'm in the army now, 6 months and then some more. They're getting me all ready to go to fight and win this war. Oh, Louisiana's a hell of a state, parlez-vous. Louisiana's a hell of a state, parlez-vous. Louisiana's a hell of a state, the Pope's nose of the 48. Hinky-dinky parlez-vous. I get up every morning in the darkness of the night. I hear the top kicks warning to do my duty right. I know that I must win this war and fear not to be dead. So valiantly I mop the floor and under every bed. Then we have our morning mess. Just ask for what one wishes. I did one day and cannot guess why I am washing dishes. They serve a famous breakfast bit that makes your stomach tingle. To us it's known as good old, well, it's served upon a shingle. Oh, Louisiana's a hell of a state, parlez-vous. Louisiana's a hell of a state, parlez-vous. Louisiana's a hell of a state, the Pope's nose of the 48. Hinky-dinky parlez-vous. I gotta turn the page here. All out in leggings, pistol belts, there's a scurry everywhere. Now wouldn't we look foolish with our rear ends hanging bare? And when we return to nature, there's always lots of talk. And after eating, you'll see why they call this North Camp pork. Then package comes. You have a lot of friends. Lend me five, you ask your chums. Package gone, the friendship ends. You get a pass to go to town, that wicked den of sin. The bus arrives and then you frown and squeeze your way therein. Now here we are in Leesville town, and glad to be alive. They say the main drag's 6 blocks long. Where are the other 5? Oh, Louisiana's a hell of a state. Parley-boo. Louisiana's a hell of a state. Parley-boo. Louisiana's a hell of a state. The pup snows are the 48. Hinky-dinky parley-boo. A snort or two at the nearest bar. A few more down at Scotty's. Then start wondering where you are and where's the nearest Patties. Oh, back to camp you come again, and much the worse for wear. What happened to that shiny 10? And where's my underwear? I could go on, oh, cut it short. No doubt you've got a date. Come and try a unique resort where it's hurry up and wait. We are shipped across the sea, you'll surely hear us yell. Wherever on this world we be, we've served our stretch in hell. Oh, Louisiana's a hell of a state. Parley-boo. Louisiana's a hell of a state. Parley-boo. Louisiana's a hell of a state. The posters are the port. Dinky-dinky parley-boo. So there. I love so well. Who she is, I'll never tell. Yet I love her most of all. She's a picture on the wall. I just remembered that one. We're going to have to work on that. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my knee, we were happy as can be. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Now look, you're going to have to watch me very closely here. Now watch. Okay, now underneath. Now you take your hands, clasp your fingers together, and hold them right over your head. That's underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Now take your hands apart and spread them up and out over your head. That's chestnut tree. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where you got to point to your eye there. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you up. Okay, now you put your arms out in front of you like you were holding a great big beach ball. Got that? Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my... Oh, what's missing here? Aha, you got it. Now you point to you. Like, just point to you. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my knee. You guessed it already, didn't you? Okay, slap your knee. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my knee, we were happy as can. Bzzz. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Now, do you think you can put them all together? Do all the gestures? Remember now, watch closely. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my knee, we were happy as can be. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Now, we haven't quite finished it. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Now, we got to put some more in here, right? Underneath, hands over your head. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, right? Now, you take your hand and you thump your chest, hit your head, and then put your hands in the air, right? Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my knee, we were happy as can. Bzzz. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree. Now your hands should all be up in the air. And let's do it one more time. That too fast? Now this time, you do it while you're singing all together. I couldn't hear you. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree, where I held you on my knee, we were happy as can be. Underneath the spreading chestnut tree. All together now. Bum diddly dee dee. Bum bum. Very good. Sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. The other night, dear, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over, pour me out. Let's try that one. Okay, now stand up. Put your right hand straight out to your side. Okay, now bend it at the elbow and put your hand on your hip. That's the handle. Now put your left hand straight out and bend it a little bit so that your hand is pointing toward the floor. Ready now? Okay, now put both hands straight down at your side. Ready? I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Now put your hand on your hip. Here is my spout. Put your hand out. Left hand out. Ready? When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over, pour me out. Now you bend to the left, right? Let's try it again. All together. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over, pour me out. Okay, now it's time to march around the room. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And the monkey wrapped his tail around the flagpole. Da 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 da. And the monkey wrapped his tail around the flagpole. Da da. Yes, he did. And the monkey wrapped his tail around the flagpole. Around the flagpole. Yes, he did, my boys. Da 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 da. Be kind to your fine feathered friends, for a duck may be somebody's mother. Well, you may think that this is the end. Well, it is. It can't go on forever. But I do want you to remember that this is your Christmas present for 1987. And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria. And all went to be taxed, every one unto his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, unto Judea, into the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you was born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, good will toward men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said one to another, Let us now go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph, and the babe lying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all they that heard it wondered at these things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them. That was the Christmas story from Matthew in the Bible. And that has been a part of Christmas Eve as long as I can remember. Sometimes it's the Christmas story by Luke, but always a part of Christmas Eve. And of course, we hung our stockings. Didn't have a fireplace, so we hung them on the banister. Your great-grandpa Barnett, your great-grandma Barnett, and my sister Muriel, my sister Dorothy, and me, of course. And on Christmas morning, after we got up and opened our stocking gifts, Dot would go downstairs where we lived at 32 Lincoln Circle in Crestwood, New York, and she would sit at the piano as we made a processional downstairs to see the tree which Santa put up and decorated and put all the presents around the night before Christmas. But naturally, on Christmas Eve, my father would read this. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a lustre of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. And so to bed. You know, our Christmas traditions change and shift, and we move here and there, and we do Christmas just a little differently each year, but it stays the same. The music you're hearing, the Music Box, is a record we've had for Christmas for 30 years. It's become a part of our Christmas. But still, nobody gets to go down and see the presents or the tree on Christmas morning until we have our processional. That's the way we did it years and years ago, with Dot playing the piano. Merry, Merry Christmas. When Christmas is past and the new year comes, remember this. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just as you always do, till the blue skies chase the dark clouds far away. And will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I was singing this song. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Bye for now.